Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle, and today I wanted to share with you my tips for finding homeschool groups. If you're new here, I have an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old. This is our first year homeschooling. My oldest was in the public school system, K through 2nd grade. And one of the biggest things that I had to figure out before deciding to homeschool was socialization. That is something that I wanted to know, that I had an outlet for my kids to play with other children, to have that social aspect, because again, my oldest is coming from public school setting where she's used to a lot of kids all the time. So it has not been easy to find a group by any means. I live in an area where homeschooling is not very prevalent. There was only 2 local groups I was able to find. One was Classical Conversations, which I looked into that method and it just wasn't a good fit for our family. The other option was a large Christian homeschooling group. And again, I have no issues with religions. We teach varying religions in our family, different traditions and things like that. We personally identify as Lutherans. But the issue I had with this larger group after talking with them is that it was very cliquey. They would only allow you to be part of the group if you signed a statement of faith saying that this is what you believe to be hold true and only this, and that's just not how we are. Again, we talk about many different faith traditions within our own family. And I wasn't okay with that, and they didn't allow anyone outside of their own personal thinking or religious values into the group, which again, I'm often surprised when I come across such narrow-mindedness with homeschoolers, because you have the ability to teach so much to your children. To narrow it to one specific thing, I have an issue with. So again, it wasn't a good fit for our family. So I did try some other things. I tried looking up, there's different homeschooling websites you can check out where it'll tell you where local homeschool groups are. I know Wild and Free has you can find the nearest group for that. But again, the nearest stuff I was finding was probably almost an hour away, and I just can't make that type of driving commitment once a week. You know, I have a 1.5-year-old, that's 2 hours of driving, and what would I do with him during that time? That wasn't an option. And of course there's other outlets as well. It doesn't have to be a co-op. My daughter's involved in horseback riding lessons, Lego club. My youngest is involved in the preschool program. And those are great, but I was looking for some kind of group activity, and maybe even, some kind of something being taught, not necessarily just meeting up for play dates and things like that. So I found two resources that really helped. One is the public library. The homeschoolers are always at the library, so it's a great place to find them. The librarian is very knowledgeable. They can point you in the direction of homeschool groups. A lot of libraries have bulletin boards where they have flyers for different things. Sometimes homeschooling groups will be included in that. But for example, one of the ladies that works at our local library homeschooled all 4 of her kids all the way through it. And again, she was part of that larger Christian group, but she understood where I was coming from and that didn't work for us, but she was willing to help me find things that did. And it was nice to talk to someone who did the entire thing, K through 12, to have that voice that made it through it to kind of help you through. So she's been extremely helpful. The librarian knows other homeschoolers in the area and was able to make those introductions. So I highly recommend you check out your local library. They have a ton of resources. On top of that, they have a ton of free programming. Like I said, the preschool program my daughter's involved in is through the library. They meet once a week, and it's a story playtime type thing, and they do an activity, and everything's free. My daughter does the Lego club on Saturdays, and again, it's free, and it gives them that socialization that they need. And I just think libraries are a wonderful resource, so definitely check those out. And even if they don't necessarily have information about the group, ask your librarian, ask the people that work at the library. Even going to the preschool programs and Lego club, I've met other homeschooling parents because they go to those programs as well. So my second suggestion, and this is how I found the local group that I'm a part of now, is Facebook. Now I had difficulty finding things on Facebook because again, I said the 2 prevalent ones in my area were the Christian homeschoolers and the classical conversations. But through typing different things in, I was able to put the county am a part of, the county I live in, homeschooling group. And I would just try searching things like that, or maybe because again, I don't live in a larger town, so the name of your town, homeschooling group. And it will give you probably more options, and you can kind of see where different people come from. And it can be difficult to find people you mesh well with. Like I said, I'm very open-minded, and I enjoy having a variety of people around me, of different faith backgrounds, diversity, things like that. I'm not looking for people that necessarily think exactly like I do, because again, I want my children to be exposed to many different things. So it was difficult to find a group that wasn't just all this type of group. So I'm happy with what we have found, but I know it can be difficult. So if you are looking for options, I would suggest those things, the library, and then check out Facebook to get a better idea. But if you have any questions below, let me know. Thanks for watching.